Parks Professional Group is a public speaking, management services, and consulting agency specializing in leadership development and financial restructuring. With more than 20 years' experience in banking and improving business productivity, founder Rodney Parks extends his expertise in leadership development, financial management, and interpersonal communications. Clients have included the University of Arkansas, the State of Arkansas Public Employee Retirement System, and the Arkansas Community Foundation. Parks Professional Group generates revenues, builds brands, and promotes services, all under the guidance and development of an associate who's personally driven to promote economic wellness and sustainability in your organization or business. Call Parks Professional Group today for an assessment at 501-425-7975 or visit our website at parksprogroup.com.
I have to admit, I've always wanted to come in on that song because for anyone that remembers the Chicago Bulls from back in the day, that was how Michael Jordan used to come out. So I've always had a dream fulfilled. So thank you very much. It only took me to age 41 to get here. Thank you for allowing me to be here. And there are a couple things I want to start with. When I first got into public speaking, I had a very good friend of mine who told me, son, whatever you do, I want you to remember the 5 B's. I want you to remember the 5 B's. Son, do you know what they are? I said, no. He said, be brief, brother. Be brief. With that said, let me be brief. The other thing is the breakdown of corporate and small business infrastructure. When you think about that, I want you to think about every urban area in the United States. Every rural community in the United States where there is a void of corporate and small business infrastructure, who fills that gap? Nonprofit. Relationships. When I talked about being community relevant, relationships. I'm going to talk about cause relationships, financial relationships, and communications relationships. What are cause relationships? Cause relationships are those relationships that other individuals and other institutions have an impact and care about just like you do. Now, it is not just the individuals that do just what you do. It's the things that people do on the peripheral. Let me give you an example. If you are in the real estate business, one of the things that's very important to know is not just the people that do real estate, maybe it's the contractors that have a benefit in working in real estate. So what are you saying, Mr. Parks? What I'm trying to tell you is it is all the individuals and all the other institutions that have a benefit, or they generate their economy based on real estate. Okay? Let's take this where all of us have, either we know someone or we know individuals that have been affected by this. Let's talk about the automobile industry. Okay? Before they got the bailout, the individuals were saying you cannot possibly have the entire automobile industry tank because look at what that would do to Ford and GM and Chrysler. And then there were more people saying you can't do that to Ford, GM, and Chrysler without having Delphi and Dana Corporation and all these other feeder organizations that working with cars. Everything has a ripple effect. That's why they call it an economy. How are you going to be community relevant when, number one, you don't pay anything into it, and then you don't have a voice to understand exactly how it works? Didn't I tell you earlier, just a few minutes ago, there is a void between what the government can do and what corporations and business can do? People that sell know who's good and know who's not good. Why would you want? Look here. One of the things I used to do when I was at Merrill Lynch, I always used to talk to the UPS man and the FedEx man. Well, Rodney, why would you do that? Well, they know who pays on time. And if they worked a certain business area side of town, and I want to know who was good and who wasn't, look here. Tell me something, man. Who's a good business over here? When you go to an industrial park, there's like 20 or 30 different businesses. You don't know who's good because everyone is in the same looking building. But the UPS man and the FedEx man, or they say the mailman, they can tell you who's good because they know what mail is being delivered. If it says IRS all the time, you may not want to deal with them. Okay? As they say, y'all feel me on that? Always get to know your distribution networks. Always get to know your distribution networks, and that's your sales and marketing staff. When I said earlier about being personally evident, ladies and gentlemen, it doesn't matter, it doesn't matter, it doesn't matter. If you don't have passion about what you do, it does not matter. Passion. Can you see passion? Do y'all see where I'm going with that? Passion. Do you believe in what you're doing? Can you make other folks believe what you're doing? With a mustard seed, you can move mountains, but you have to have passion in order to do that. The gap between where the government is and corporations and business is all where nonprofit is. And nonprofit is a business. Nonprofit is a business. And that's how we get there from here.
I would like to say that I really enjoyed Rodney's presentation. It was excellent. I did not expect him to be here, but I'm glad I came because it was so inspirational to me. It made an impact on me. I thought in my mind, oh, I need him at home to speak to my youth at church. I thoroughly enjoyed it. He is doing a phenomenal job, and I am amazed at the information and wealth of knowledge that Rodney has. I appreciate him being here, and I know that I was meant to be here.